On February 7, 2021, I saw a video of Pan Am Southern 16R at the Hoosick Tunnel with 8 high and wide loads. Figuring it was a long shot they would come my way, I ignored it. Until 2 days later, they were put on EDPO and set off at Rockingham Junction. This could only mean one thing: they were bound for Portsmouth. The Portsmouth branch is one of my favorite lines in the Pan Am system because it's very close to me, and as a kid I passed it all the time. The local that handles the Portsmouth operation is DO-1. This stands for Dover. It is also used to work Dover and interchange with NHN, and back in the Guilford days was based out of Dover. The branch is usually used at least once a week, sometimes more. However, somehow, seeing a train on it has been extremely difficult for me, and chasing almost impossible. Knowing these high and wides were bound for Portsmouth, I had to make it a priority to see it now more than ever. On February 12th, Railfan Nate and I got an opportunity and jumped on it. We arrived in Portsmouth as the crew was working the yard. Ultimately, they were getting a line of tanks to bring to work C3, not getting the high and wide loads. following week, I gained another opportunity to see the train. They left Rockingham Junction before I arrived, so I had a bit of catching up to do, but I was able to intercept them passing the old Greenland B&M station and met up with Palmer Subrail videos. Warning flashes were given, as well as talking to the crew about flashes. We then moved to the picturesque location of Emory. They then did some switching around in the yard before heading to C3 yet again. Sadly, 2 days later these loads were taken into Portsmouth and I wasn't able to see this move. The rail travel leaves high and wides would cease at Portsmouth. The cars would be put on the sidetrack in the yard and the concrete structures would be loaded on the trucks to move the rest of the way. Up until a few days after the move, common thought was that these loads were bound for the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard in Kittery. However, upon closer examination, it was discovered they were headed elsewhere. While I have further information, due to security reasons, I am unable to provide any more public information. Even with having missed this rare move, I didn't lose any love for DO-1. On March 12th, my best encounter of the beloved local yet unfolded. I arrived to a full yard but no train. Learning they were switching Boise, I made my way in that direction only to get stopped by them coming back. I headed back to the yard and talked to the engineer asking the plan and received the best answer I could have gotten. They were going to Rockingham. I'd finally get my full chase. First I had some switching to do, so I headed to Emery to wait it out. Center beams and boxcars are for, or in this case from, Boise Cascade. This is a buildings material company, so wood and the like are the common goods. Covered hoppers come into Portsmouth loaded with plastic and are sent to Tycho. The plastic is mainly used to make electronics. The biggest business in Portsmouth, especially in the winter, is propane. These cars come in loaded, bound for C3 and spray. Let's hope I pronounced that right. And bringing up the rear, we have refrigerated cars that go to Highliner Foods just outside of Portsmouth. Here's a commonly referred to as fish cars, as Highliner is a seafood company. Highliner just recently reopened to rail traffic in late February, early March of 2021 after shutting down the year prior at the start of the pandemic. I then, along with a few hundred birds apparently, caught them at Portsmouth Ave. I then continued to Great Bay Road where the line passes the old B&M Bayside station that's now a house. It is more clearly a station from the other side, however I had instructions from the engineer not to shoot in the conductor's side for reasons I am unable to share. The train tied down at Rockingham where I yet again talked to the crew, one of the friendliest I've ever met. Thanks for watching.